Okay, so this right here is 9 of Makeup Geek's probably most popular shades that I know of. And I want to try and find shades to replace them. So shades that you can purchase if you needed to. Hi, I'm Kendra Morgan. Oh, and I like to put out content specifically around single eyeshadows, makeup brushes, sunscreens, sides of palettes, things of that nature. Beauty content, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Let's get started. The first shadow. First off, let me go ahead and take the shimmery shades and then we'll go ahead and leave the matte shades. And if you guys are interested, I will be linking down below, you know, like for example, this one is Beaches and Cream and this one's Peach Smoothie. But I'll be linking down below some of these shades, like this is Grandstand, Shimma Shimma, and I believe Luna, yeah. And then I've got a bonus Mesmerized and Aphrodite, nope, Bitten. I'm going to try and find a couple shades that dupe that out, or comparable, let's just say, we'll just say comparable to these shades here. I know at the time of filming, Marlena has not put out any other videos about Makeup Geek or anything like that. That is not what we are here to talk about. We are here to talk about Makeup Geek has closed their doors and we need replacements for our favorite shadows. And today we're going to find them. Disclaimer, probably most of them are going to be Sydney Grace because Coastal Scents would have been my other brand and they're no longer in business as well. Boy. Rough last couple of years, so that's all I got to say. Let's go ahead and do these shimmers first. Neutral shimmers. So let's get a swatch of Shimma Shimma. It is kind of that satiny goodness that we're all so used to and welcome to. There we go. I did kind of, so to speak, prime my hand with some lotion, and that's also so that I can easily take up this eyeshadow without having to like rub and scrub really, really hard. I have right here Bailey's Bliss. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to be swatching on the other hand. It's blue, whereas Shimma Shimma is just like a shimmer iridescent. There's Milk and Cookies. I think Milk and Cookies is going to be too light. I just wiped off whatever piece that was, so. Ooh, did I hard pan this baby? I think I did. It's pretty close. Still a little bit on the cool side, I would say. So, and it's not quite as shimmery, it's more matte satin. The only other one that I have would be Demure. That's more yellow. Although in camera, no, I can still see the difference. This is a peachy pink. So I have Dreammaker. I will say this isn't like something that I gravitate. So like if Sydney Grace has some other shadows like this in her collection, this has too much saturation, by the way. Like I can see a lot of pink in there, whereas this doesn't. Probably Bailey's Bliss. Maybe, I would say this one is very close. So, Milk and Cookies probably would be the one. Do I have anything else that you can still buy? Even some of my ColourPop shades are, I don't know. I don't know if you can get some of these. I was just on the website trying to link a ColourPop. So here's Let Me Explain. Oh yeah, that's probably the closest. So Let Me Explain would probably be a replacement. Yeah, and you can even see a little bit lighter, but a little bit brighter. But I think that like if you had to, you'd probably do that. So guess we'll go with that. But like I said the other day, I was linking a ColourPop shadow. I had purchased it. It was the shade Fluff. It was in my BYOP. And I couldn't find it, so it's no longer available, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't even out of stock. So just goes to show you, you know, this kind of stuff goes in and out of stock really quickly, and it's very difficult for us content creators to have this. And a lot of this is like, this stuff will get discontinued and we don't even get told that it's being discontinued. Like, for example, I know Cindy Grace has retired Aztec Ruins, I think it was, or was it Princess Pepe? I can't remember, but there was a shadow and I was trying to link it. Couldn't find the eyeshadow on either Camera Ready Cosmetics or Cindy Grace website, and come to find out it was discontinued. So, you know, it's just, it's kind of the nature of the beast. It's kind of what you gamble with. But anyways, here we are. We are trying to find some shades that maybe, hopefully, can replace some of our favorite Makeup Geek shadows. Next up, we got Grandstand. This one I'm really going to be very partial to. I'm already partial to it. It's really beautiful. I just cannot describe the looks that it creates on my eyes. They're absolutely stunning. Nobody's ever told me this, but I just think they're stunning. Let me go ahead and get a swatch for you. Oh, that is just gorgeous. I don't know. I don't know like how to find something like that to replace it. Here I have Blushed, which looks very close. Then I've also got Paris, which I think might be cooler, but maybe perhaps that's what we're looking for. Let's also look at Turtle Doves, and then this might be a replacement for Luna, but I'm also going to go ahead and take out Strawberries and Cream. So let's go ahead and get some swatching done here. Okay, we got Blushed. Ooh. Upon examination. Do you guys see any difference? If I do see a difference, I'm like having to convince myself in my head that they're different. Blushed by Cindy Grace and Grandstand by Makeup Geek. Yeah, whoa. That was really shocking, actually. And let's compare them right next to each other. Can you see any difference? This one might look a little more reflective, maybe. But you know, this could just be a difference of like this was manufactured before, like well after this one. Other than that, I don't really see any difference. Formula-wise, this seems, the Makeup Geek one seems smoother. I will say that I actually like Makeup Geek's formula better than Cindy Grace's because it does last longer on my eyes than Cindy Grace, but both are really nice. Okay, next one. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it right below it. And also so you can see the difference. And that is Luna. See it? That's the difference. It is cooler in tone. The next one that I'm going to try Paris because I'm pretty sure Paris is a cooler tone. It looks very similar. What? Whoa. Did you guys just see that? I literally just pulled these out. I promise you. Like, I don't even know. Wow. So Paris and Luna, they translate really close. Wow, that is exceptional. Even, okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this when I laid down kind of that sticky base. It's just a lotion. Just happens to be my sunscreen. And I stuck it down. It kind of has this like almost an oxidized orange ring around the top. Same way with this one. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's kind of like just a little hint of an oxidized like orange ring around the top. Anyways, there you have it, those two. Well, that makes my life so easy. So incredibly easy. Look at those. Other than Shimma Shimma, which we knew that this was going to be very difficult to find a true, you know, comp shade for Shimma Shimma because of the nature of that shade. Like, people have been raving about that shade for a long time. Okay, so let's move on. We got Aphrodite, and I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you. Very deep, very rich, really powerful. Let me go ahead and grab out my neutral mattes. Next up, I'm going to grab out this shade right here. Looks like it's not going to be quite as, well, who knows? Let's just not say anything until after we know. Yeah, this has a little bit more purple than this. Do you see that? What if I took Plummet? Okay, that was the shade Beyond, and it does look like it's pretty dark. I don't think I have quite all the dark shades of Sydney Grace. I thought I did, but I don't think I do. No, that's not it. That's not even close. Boy, I think that might be the darkest shade. Do I have anything else that I've already taken out? Yeah, that might have to be it. And that's not necessarily the most incredibly close comparison shade, although I will say on the eyes, I don't know that you'd be able to see this. But here's the thing, this blended out. So let's go ahead and blend this out just a little bit. Sometimes I like to do this with shadows. Just kind of blend a little bit, just buff and blend a little bit, not much, and then I'm gonna have to do this with my left hand, so just give me a little grace here. Challenged. But you can see how this has a red undertone. You can see that doesn't really have much of a red. Well, actually, it's almost as if this is the same. Yeah, it's close, no cigar. Close, but no cigar. On Temptalia's website, Peach Smoothie is duped by Colored Rain's Angel. So if you have the shade Angel, that's supposed to be 95% close in comparison. I don't have Angel, and I could have bought Angel, but they were admitting that they were not going to be selling singles anymore, and so I said, what's the point if I can't have, you know, can have the option to buy it as a single, because that's like the premise of my channel is don't buy anything you don't need, right? I think upon looking here, this is too pink. This is a little bit too pink, maybe. Let's get a swatch of Peach Smoothie first. Because maybe ColourPop has one that I could find. You know, I don't see it. I don't see it in here. This one is going to be too light, and it's not, yeah, it's not really. No, I don't think that's going to work. This orange shade here has got too much color, but it is called Peach Crush, so I think it's worth a swatch. Yeah, that's way too dark. That's almost like a chickadee type of thing. See how just even the slightest gives you that differentiation? Like these two mixed together would give you something similar to that. I didn't think I was going to find a shadow close to this Peach Smoothie. Just being honest. I have one more set of shadows I do want to look at. And that is my Luxie shades. This one right here. See, she brought back some of them. This is Squash. And I believe Squash has been brought back. So I thought I would go ahead and... Nope, it's just way, way, way too macaroni and cheese. And Peach Smoothie is just that perfect mixture. It's that perfect mixture. I'm trying to think if there's any type of eyeshadows that are in palettes that we all might know and love and might have laying around. I think Orange Soda might be one of them, but again, like I said, I don't think Orange Soda is being sold anymore as a single, so it'd be kind of pointless to, you know, like make you buy an entire... Well, I guess not really, because here's the thing, it's like you're just going to find the closest you can, and it doesn't matter the cost, because if you were looking for this shade, there is no way you could get that shade now. By the time I launch this video, Makeup Geek's website will be unless they extend the Makeup Geek sale, it will have been taken down. Summer Magic. Let me go ahead and just get a swatch of it. Maybe that is close. You know, this is a bit too white. It's too white. I wouldn't do it because I want a little bit of that color. I want that color. Okay, so this wouldn't suffice for it. Okay, I think we're coming down to the wire and kind of seeing like, okay, this is what we've got left. Actually, I did take out Orange Soda, so maybe it is being sold as a single. However, like I haven't really used very many Anastasia shadows in duping the vibes because, let me be honest with you, $12 is a little bit ridiculous when you could get an entire ColourPop palette on like Peach Crush or whatever. And then you've got an entire palette of peaches, if that's your so desire, right? So I guess maybe looking at a ColourPop palette might not be a bad idea. But they kind of tend to go in and out as well. So let's go ahead and get orange soda. Boy, I put a huge scar in that puppy right there. You know, yeah, I would use them the same way. In fact, I think I like orange soda. I would trend towards orange soda just a little bit more. A little bit more. Not much, but a little bit more. But, you know, given the circumstances, this would probably be the closest shadow I have, and I do believe that it is available as a single because I have it here marked as a single, and it is removable from my actual palette because in one of my videos, either upcoming or already launched, I show you guys how to make your own Z depotter out of a material that you already have, and you can then go ahead and use interchange your Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes if you'd like, or do whatever. But anyways, I show you guys how I take all of these shades that are available as singles out of my pans, or out of my palettes, and then turn this into a magnetic pan and then store these back in there. So if you're interested in that kind of content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel down below, because you're not going to want to miss it if so, because you won't remember to type in my name and come back in a couple of weeks. So just do that. Go ahead and hit the notification bell. That way it's going to be like plain and simple. What did I do there? It's just going to be like how to depot ABH shadows or something of that sort. But anyways, I'd say probably ABH is going to have to be it for this one. Okay, so hopefully I'm not giving away any details, but you know, essentially, yeah, all I did was put one of these magnetic adhesives, and then now I can use the shadow as a single. And if I marked it as a single, available as a single, then that means it's available as a single. So hopefully I did my math correctly and my research correctly. So okay, moving on, we've got Americano, and Americano is that very, very chocolatey, ooh, brown. Kind of looks like maybe one of these shadows right here. This is Cindy Grace's Lords of Leaping. Yeah, this may be just still a bit too light. Let's check it out. Just a little bit too light, so it doesn't look like I'm gonna have. This is hot chocolate, I think. Dark chocolate, yeah, whatever. Hot chocolate, dark chocolate, it's all the same. Actually, those two go together really well. Why didn't I do that before? Okay, dark chocolate's gonna go with that one, and then I think I'm gonna use this one for this. Nah, can't be. Do I have anything else like colored mattes? Is there anything in colored mattes? Let's take a look. Oh, you know, I got a little something something. So I have Grounds, which this is a cool toned. Yeah, that's cool toned. That's not gonna work. None of these are gonna work because these are all cool toned. Trying to think what else I've got. I got some ColourPop singles. Again, don't really know if they're available or not. Here is what, who knows what this is? I don't. Cloud 9. Yeah, actually Cloud 9 is pretty close. And if you kind of put them, put them right side by side, there's a little bit more purple and there's a little bit more red undertone for that. But other than that, that's about what I've got for like a replacement. In Soft Glam, Mulberry is going to be too red. See that? Yeah, that's not going to work. Plus, this is not available as a single, or at least I don't have it marked as available as a single. And I think Modern Renaissance has a few, but they're all going to be very red toned, and they don't go as deep as Americano. Was that Americano? Yeah, they don't go as deep as Americano. So I think that's about what we're going to have for that. Okay, so let's get a nice fresh slate, and let's look at creme brulee. Creme brulee. So just right off the top of my head here, if I'm getting a swatch of creme brulee over this is all staining, by the way, because I've wiped until I can wipe no more. You see swatch of that. Again, we're dealing with mattes. They don't really tend to swatch very good. Creme Brulee looks very similar to Wake Up Call. Last I checked, I thought I saw that on ColourPop's website. I will say this, I don't, oops, wrong finger. I don't keep up with ColourPop nearly as well as I probably should because their stuff goes out of stock. There you go, that looks very similar. Except ColourPop's formula is way worse than Makeup Geek's. But yeah, I would say those are very similar. Now we're just swatching upon swatching and you guys are having to try to see through. But all right, so I will say that this ColourPop formula seems a lot cheaper, like more filler, less pigment. Just seems like this would be a lot easier. Like you're gonna end up dipping into this one 3 or 4 times versus this 1 or 2 times, if even that. Just probably one dip usually gets creme brulee for me. Moving on, we've got Latte. This is kind of a cool toned, neutral, creamy mid-tone brown. Really enjoy this shade. This is just remarkably gorgeous. And that one, let's look at what I've got for Sydney Grace, because I think, to be honest with you, Sydney Grace's formula is going to be the closest to Makeup Geek without going over. What do we have here? Does that look very similar? It does. This is San Diego, by the way. San Diego is probably in one of my top 5s. Ooh, I got a little bit of oxidizing going on. But if we just kind of look, I don't know why San Diego does that to me, but it does. This is Puppy. I don't know, this might be venturing too cool toned. Yeah, I would say that's too cool toned. In an attempt to get the swatches completely off so that you are not distracted by underneath staining, I have now distracted you with oxidation. This shadow right here, Iced Mocha, might be worth our while to look at. I think this one might be as close as we're gonna get. We can swatch several more though. I think it's too light. If I'm being completely honest, I think it's way too light. And also, Sydney Grace shadows, what matches up doesn't always look like what's in the pan of another shadow, I've noticed. So like this, for example, is Peanut Butter. And it looks like it fits closer to Latte than, say, this shadow, which looks closer in pan. So, I mean, I would put those definitely closer. I would use those more closer traditionally. But for me, this one looks closer in pan. Not really seeing anything from ColourPop. I think I already tried, yeah, Bellaire. I'm pretty sure this is still available. Oh, this swatch is awful. Boy, this swatch is garbage. I think I would say those, but the problem is I have to build this swatch up to get it even just half the intensity. Yeah, I would say those are pretty close actually. Peanut Butter or Bellaire. Peanut Butter if you wanted to go the route Sydney Grace, Bellaire if you wanted to go ColourPop. Again, like I said, I don't really keep up with ColourPop too much. They're kind of that fast fashion, so I don't really count on them to bring, you know, bring back old favorites or anything. So you're gonna be taking a gamble there to try to, like, you know, keep Bellaire in your stash without worrying about using it all up. All right, lastly, Beaches and Cream. This one almost looks like a satin. What does it say? It says eyeshadow. Oops. Oh, this does swatch very similarly to Peach Smoothie. It's just a little more pink and a little less peachy, but really pretty. This one right here is Hear Me Out. That's way too much white. You can see that. This is more of a nude. This one's gonna be difficult to find. Summer Magic. Again, like I said, I don't really buy a lot of these light shades. I need to, but I don't. We'll go right here. That had a lot of like sticky tackiness. Let me try that again. This is Summer Magic. Give you a swatch. Yeah, actually, I see it. I definitely see it. I'm gonna say yeah. Let's go with Summer Magic being close. Summer Magic's a little bit lighter. a little bit more, you know, what's the term? Opaque, maybe. Do I have, so Tempera, I used to think that this was available as a single, and I thought Temptalia had something where it was available as a single. Just want to see what it looks like. And it's way too, really, honestly, it kind of dupes that ColourPop shade. Yeah, it's just a little bit too, like, white, not enough pigment. I do it for that, I think. Let me grab my Luxie real quick, since I do believe the brand brought back several of their mattes. Because you've got this shade right here. Although I think these are just, they have too much color. They're not neutral. Still way too much color. Yeah, no neutrality whatsoever. It's like macaroni and cheese and salmon pink. Okay, so there we have it. I'll list them down below. Those are what I would consider to be some comparable shades that you would use to replace some of your favorite Makeup Geek shadows. And this is going to be extra credit. I'm just going to try and find a dupe for Bitten and Mesmerize. Mesmerize is my favorite Makeup Geek shadow, so I thought, well, that'd be kind of nice to find something to replace it. Because I've already taken out a pretty good dip in this pan right here. You can see it right there that there's a pretty good dip going on. So let's go ahead and get a swatch on my left wrist of Mesmerize. Did you even see the swatch happen? Probably not. Not paying attention. But anyways, there you go, Mesmerize. It's a really nice purple taupe. First to check out and look at would be the Sydney Grace singles that I own. Just because, again, like I said, very close in resembling the formula. This is Peace. Oh, I didn't wipe all that off. Yeah, it's got quite a bit more luster than the Mesmerize, and I actually like less luster. This is much more of like a, how should I put this, elegant formula, you know, one and done, blended out, whereas I feel like this has got such high shine to it that realistically I wouldn't put this on my eyes plain, and I wouldn't use it as a one and done shadow. But that's not the formula's fault. That's just by nature how they design their shadows and why Sydney Grace gets so much praise, because that's just the way people have, you know, really wanted their shadows. I kind of feel like Rover, if I clean off all this, has that satiny, subtle shade that I'm looking for. And it's kind of looks like it's purpley taupe. Let's check it out. A little darker, substantially darker, but not as much plummy purpleness to it. This has more of like a darker base. But again, you know, could be something. This would be more of a one and done shadow. Now I kind of see why Makeup Geek, you know, this is this considered a foiled? Yeah, they considered Mesmerized a foiled, and this would be considered a satin in Sydney Grace. So, I mean, luminosity, luster, shine, all that stuff. The metallic foiled has definitely come a long way. I don't see anything else in the neutral shimmers, perhaps in my colored shimmers. Got quite a few purples, nothing really taupey though. This right here is Saturn. It's way too purple though. I can just look at it and tell you that it's way too purple. Yeah. Save the Dance. That one is not really something I'm looking for. Oh, this is going to be hard. Mesmerized. Okay, so trying to think about some eyeshadow palettes. That's So Taupe from ColourPop. Would that have a shade that was like a taupey purple? Alright, I'm bringing out the big guns. I've got the Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette here. And I feel like this would have a very comparable formula to Makeup Geeks because these probably launched about the same time. So, oh, now I've really done it. There we go. Okay, so Vintage. Vintage is what I'm looking at right up here. Let me get a swatch of it. Oh boy. Oh, wow, look at that, vintage. Okay, the reason I bring these up is you can buy some Natasha Denona 5 pans, so for $48 you could get your Makeup Geek Mesmerized dupe. But given the circumstances that you can no longer buy this shadow, like buying a $48 5 pan would be much, much, much better than, you know, saying goodbye to a shadow that you like forever. I just took out 2. I hope it doesn't scar. Didn't scar that one. Anyway, here it is. So it is vintage, and you know, vintage, I'd have to look it up, but I thought it was also available in like the Lila palette or something. Looks very similar, doesn't it? And its swatch is very similar as well. So let me go ahead and swatch it right next to the Makeup Geek Shadow. Wow. Incredibly close. Can't really tell the difference. I'm just gonna have to go with that. And also on that note, here is the shade Bitten. And does it look similar to the shade? Is that Oxide? I think it is. No, it's Aubergine. But Oxide is in here as well. Yeah, Oxide is up here. That would be one to find some dupes for. Okay, so that's way too dark. Way too dark. All right, just thought I would, you know, look. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, these are all 4 available in a palette. I really don't know how the 5 pans work out. But anyways, I do know you can grab some 5 pans of Natasha Denona, and maybe this shade is in there. I haven't really looked. I haven't really looked to see. I just know that if you own these big palettes right here, you own all the 5 pans. So if you get the big palettes, don't go out and buy any of the 5 pans that are numbered anyways. Not that are labeled like Coral or Jubilee or anything like that. One last shadow here, and then we will be done. I think for that, I would probably go ahead and pick up Facet by ColourPop, excuse me. And that is definitely what I see being very close. This has never swatched very good. It's always swatched like garbage, but I can promise you these are very similar when used on the eye together. So Facet available on ColourPop's website. Not really sure, but I'll link it down below if it is. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And homework, if you haven't already, subscribe. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell and hit this thumb on your way out. It gets you your own private little party. It like lights up, gives you a couple like groovy little fireworks display, and yeah, lets me know that you guys like content like this. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.